Hello, and we are back. Some more Hoi 4, Equestrian War, Unity of Austin, under Keats. And in today's episode, we continue this war. This insane war. Yeah, this front over here is just chaos. I don't know what to do about it. In fact, really everything is just chaos. We're doing our best, but this war is just a chaotic mess. I don't think the game expected them to make this huge alliance chain, like the Texas chapter to win, just annex them, then ally both of them, is not something they probably expected to happen in the event line of this mod. But, you know, I gotta deal with what I'm given. And this is what I've been given. If I can at least get a good little encirclement here. I don't care. Good. Nah, just keep getting it. We're getting the military. Using our new radio sets, we've managed to pick up faint signals from the west. The new California Republic is under war with the Caesar's Legion soon, it would seem. While this conflict doesn't affect us directly yet, it is worrying development, and arms factories would help comfort our worried citizenry. Also, yeah, I think someone definitely died there. And this is just about to be an encirclement here, so let me just, please just abandon this area. Oh god, this is... I don't have the troops over here at all. This is just a mess. Oh, darn it. Yeah, this war is just a complete and utter mess. Like, I can't deal with all these fronts at all. Why did they have to make this huge alliance chain? Why? Why do you have to keep doing that as well? Stop winning. Look at my nation, my beautiful nation. This just sucks. All of it. I don't like it. The problem is, I need to fight the Texas chapter. Maybe if I do one of those other ones, I can convince them to, like, leave faction or something. I don't know. I'm gonna try. And try after it's done crashing. I'm not good at this. And we are back. And I just wanted to see, can I just, like, I know it says, like, oh, you can, you know, we got a free trade. Can I, like, get them to join my alliance or something by doing this? Like, get them to betray their guy. The Texan Arms Association is a trade society in the south of Texas, run by the oligarch Todd Howitzer. It's not. A man focused on business above all else. Anything that can make caps appear in Todd's eyes will likely gain his attention. Offering exclusive trade rights with the gunsmith in Shield's old territory could convince him to join our growing trade network. See, I don't need them to join our trade network. I need them to join an alliance. Like, maybe Texas Economic Union means, yeah, they'll join our trade network, as in our economic union. Like, that's a trade network, maybe, hopefully. Please, please say that's how it works. That's if they even agree, because they're an intellectual. They're not even the greedy person they're talking about. Woo! After a successful series of negotiations with the Texan Arms Association, our diplomats merged to strike a deal with the free trade as an enacted with the TAA. And Todd Howard is equally awaiting future relations with our nation. Wow. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a slight trade agreement that keeps you in a faction that I'm rivaled against. That definitely helps. This is gonna do the same thing. Farmers of Pecos. Pecos Colony was once an integrated part of the Republic of Rio Grande, and now they declared independence and became an autonomous break-off state. I've already read this one. Since they gained their new status from Rio, they've been a peaceful farming and ranching community. The plans for Texas unification in the future will inevitably evolve them. In the meantime, it wouldn't hurt to have their trade deal. They're not even gonna exist in a few moments. Am I doing that one? I literally have to fight everyone at once when the focus tree is obviously showing that you should fight them not all at once. Like, literally, that's how the focus tree is working. I don't care, Pecos Colony. Hey, Republic of Rio Grande, do you want to betray your alliance? The Republic of Rio Grande has long been one of the most stable powers in the South. They've survived just about everything in the wasteland could throw at them since the founding in the aftermath of the Great War. As such, their people hold freedom and security and equality. High regards, making them an unusual, stable nation. We'd benefit from getting them in on our trade deals, yo. Ugh. Stop being allied to them. Please. Because if they weren't there, I would have been able to defeat the Texas Development Zone. And then I could have turned around and attacked them. Why are you you? I don't like you for being you. Be someone else. Be someone on my side. Or be someone neutral, even. I don't... Like, how am I supposed to deal with this faction as this nation? Like, look at my borders and look at their alliance chain. They're literally surrounding me. Woo! Oh my goodness. A trade deal. Our diplomats have managed to strike up a deal free trade. Woo! So yeah, that's basically what I thought. I was thinking, no, when I first saw it, nope, not gonna be some alliance or anything. It's just gonna make us do a trade deal, which honestly, there's a good chance it disappears after anyways. Guess I need more troops before I can start this war, I suppose. This is just annoying. Like, the entire world isn't supposed to be joining this opposing alliance. Thanks for caution again. Everybody loves crashes, crashes, crashes. Everybody loves crashes, crashes, crashes. And we're back, and I've decided my plan is build more army before doing more war, I guess. I don't know how I'm gonna get more army. Also, I'm gonna try to do this first, because why not, right? So I'm just gonna be looking around for ways to get more manpower. And just like, where can I get the min to be mean? Maybe I can, maybe down here, like, yeah, like, hopefully we can buy it. Yeah, maybe we could do stuff like that to gain some advantage, possibly. I'll just hope that's the case. We'll be fine. We've recently come into contact with a new and unexpected group on the western border in New Mexico. Caesar, a man obsessed with himself and his nation's strength, has ordered a brute named Lanius to take Dog City for his legion. Whether he succeeds or not is unlikely to become our problem. The refugees flooding our nation, however, will likely make it our problem. Let's see about fortifying our border from this menace. Then we'll raid the slave pens. If the rumors are to be believed, that monster Lanius has been running slave raids as far south as Pecos, and is planning to head north into Colorado. While a threat like his is usually either above or below our pay grade, it's come to our attention that he's but one man, and his focus is constantly shifting. There's one group of slaves from a conquered group named the Summers Federation. We've been asked to rescue some refugees. To quote a pre-war scientist, let's show the old geezer what's for. Woo. Man, this huge alliance shade. I didn't actually honestly expect it to go that well, but I was really hoping it would go well. Oh my goodness, you have them too? I didn't even notice that. Not that it really matters, but still, like, really? This alliance is huge. The Summers slave raid. Keats huddled with a handful of Nightkin elites in the bushes outside Fort Summers. It was a fun night out I had been planning for months, and a recently escaped refugee from the area had fled into the Unity's territory just days before telling stories of inattentive guards and utterly demoralized slaves. The timing seemed perfect, and as the full moon dipped behind the puff of clouds, Keats thumped the ground with his super sled and whispered, "Showtime, boys." A round of laughs followed a whispered battle cry in the brush. All 12 Nightkin with him disappeared on the spot, though footsteps could be seen emerging in the dusk, leading up to the main gate of Fort Summers' slave pen. The pen itself was a massive barn, constructed by the Legion for the sole purpose of housing every last remaining slave taken from the Summers Federation, a total population in the thousands cramped into a series of adjoining rooms meant to fit no more than a couple hundred. Keats watched as the legions patrolling the perimeter slowly dropped to the ground. One by one, a few showed signs of blood spilling out of their backs and throats, but most had simply been knocked out, unconscious. Knowing the Legion, it was probably the dead ones who were luckier. Flit. A light bird called in Keats' Nightkin training alerted the mayor to the path being clear. All was going according to plan. Keats smiled and left the cover of the brush. Sprinting to the door of the slave pens, he gripped his super sledge as hard as he could and raised it high above his head as he ran. When he reached the pen's door, he let it come crashing down with a biting echo of metal on the metal. The door, of course, snapped off its hinges and embedded itself in the far wall of the pen, peering inside the deceptively massive building. Keats recognized he had very nearly taken a crying child's head off with the door's flight path, and he cringed at the thought. "Citizens of the Summers Federation!" Keats puffed his chest and boomed his voice, waking the majority of the pen in a long practice move. The men and women who looked up at him were curious, but completely devoid of hope. No doubt they expected to be eaten in short order. "I am Keats, mayor of the Unity of Austin in Texas. I do not have the time to explain, but me and a squad of fellow mutants are here to liberate you from slavery." Keats could hear yells and alarms going off outside the pen structure, but they were all silenced in short order. As a sign of good faith that I am here not as one of Lanius's puppets, he opened a satchel at his side and pulled out a handful of knives and handguns before spilling them into the crowd. "I bring arms with which to protect yourselves. Whoever among you wishes to risk it all for freedom in a free country, take up what you have and follow me." A good speech. The Summer Slave Raid, Part 2. Keats gripped the super sledge and ran deep into the pen building, while those at the forefront shook the wariness of sleep and slavery from themselves to question Keats' word. At every door he smashed the ports from their hinges, and at every gate he pulverized the locks. Within 5 minutes, the population of a nation was waking up to the risky possibility of freedom. "I have a handful of Nightkin outside taking out any Legion filth they can find," Keats roared from the center of the pen. "But should the worst happen and any escape, Lanius's wrath will be upon this place by sunrise. But if we hurry, we could be in friendly lands, with plenty of food and housing for all if we start marching now. Let's move!" Keats had dreaded the possibility that nobody among the Federation's slave population would have the strength of will left to help him lead, but a few defiant men and women stood to follow him. Come on, grab the kids," one woman told a family of 5. "It's now or never." Do you want to be here when Lanius gets here tomorrow?" Another told a room of sleepier slaves. "Either we follow this mutant or we get killed. Probably. I'll take my chances with the mutant." Slowly, piece by piece, just about every man, woman, and child assembled outside the pen. Keats let out a wide smile when he saw his pen nearly emptied. "Nightkin," he cried out over the length of the decimated settlement. "Time to go!" A dozen roars echoed out in response, and a few seconds later, a dozen explosions could be heard from various corners of the Fort Summers, as the buildings with the most legendary flair went up in flames all at once. Keats began walking southeast, and to the great relief, a column of freedmen, thousands strong, followed him closely. Every now and then there'd be some crack or gunshot in the distance, but the alarms were always set to rest when an Aitken blinked out of invisibility for a moment, to take a breather and ensure Keats everything was under control. As the sun crept above the horizon, Keats encouraged everyone to keep pace, and when the blackened ruins of the outskirts of Los appeared in the distance, through the morning mist, Keats knew they were safe. He took a small horn he had kept in his satchel and played a single note on it. The clear note shattered the fearful silence of the freedmen's march, and worried a few, for that were the legion's motor chariots, but actually shining wasteland trucks, emblazoned with the same emblem Keats had pinned to his suit. Many of them broke down and started to cry. It wouldn't be easy finding places for all of them to stay and helping them settle the new lives in a new place. With enough ex-Summers refugees for the Unity and enough food from Allied donations to help the hungry, all would be figured out in time. Slavery seemed to be a powerful damper on the human spirit, but Unity would conquer all in the end. And Austin Mutant Media would have a field day uncovering Keats' adventure from the amplified tales of the refugee. So they would be very entertaining to watch them untangle. Freedom really is non-negotiable. 3,000 manpower, we do some damage, and we get the Exiles of Summers. Exiles of Summers. The Summers Federation was once... Actually, let me go ahead and have a thing going while I read this. The Summers Federation was once one of the few stable states in New Mexico. Then Legate Lanius came along and ruined everything by burning a state to the ground while on a warpath towards Dog City. The citizens of Summers didn't just disappear, however. They were taken in as slaves under Lanius' growing cohort. Keats saw an opportunity while Lanius saw reportedly marching away from Fort Summers to get in a quick and strike the slave pens. The operation worked without issue, and the remaining population of Fort Summers has been evacuated in Austin's suburbs, while the exiles wonder what their future will hold. Woo! Freedom! That's right, everyone. Freedom! Yeah! All about that manpower. Alright, I need one more focus to do. And I'll just go ahead and have that happen. Might as well. And then I can actually continue down here. Except sadly, these ones can't happen. Neither of them. We're definitely not going this path. Like, that's definitely not happening. Look at the map. more research. So we're not doing that just yet, while our people are still deeply interested in the idea of signing on the Provincial Republic of Texas. What Peter realizes that there is still great hesitation among the super Peter population as to whether or not their rights and lifestyles will remain protected. It will be tense, but we must enter the negotiations with the TEDU to ensure that this will remain the case if we are to sign our sovereignty over to them. While most of our separate population never actually thought it would come to pass, the Texan Brotherhood has recently merged its government with that of Lone Star and declared a Provisional Republic of Texas. Already elections are being held and the legislature in Dallas has been filled up. After so long waiting for humans to embrace our ideals of unity, it seems our allies have finally done it, and the time has come to join them, for unity and for Texas. But what we're having to do is failure, because, not because there's a failure to join together, but because they don't exist. Despite our best effort in attempting to comply with the ambitious plan for Texas, set out by Lone Star and the Texas Brotherhood, we find ourselves at a crossroad where the majority of the people do not wish to join the Republic under TU terms. As such, despite Keats' own personal hesitation on the idea, he has decided we must lead our unity to whatever future split from the Brotherhood allies would mean. Except, we're not breaking our alliance. We just can't be with them. But I think we'll learn more about the failure of the Union speech and where that leads our nation in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.